It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is our mission to try to bring you some news you can use. Today will be no exception to that rule. You can follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And don't forget to visit the website with our 24-hour stream at obnradio.com. With all that being established, let us jump into today's episode. Well, we're less than a week, or just outside of a week, before SWAC Media Day 2023 from Birmingham, Alabama, and real excited about what's lying ahead. We were fortunate to catch up with Coach Hugh Jackson from the Grambling State Tigers over the weekend. You can get a chance to go check that out from the Saturday episode of The Zone. And going back over my notes, I had Grambling picked at 6-5 this year, which would be an improvement from what the G-Men did on the last couple of seasons. And, of course, Hugh Jackson is very optimistic that they're going to have even better year than the 6-5 than what I pulled them out in our early projection series. So it'll be very interesting and good to see how the G-Man bounced back. But a great interview from Coach Hugh Jackson of the Grambling State Tigers. You can go back and check that out on the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Meanwhile, as we get ready, we talked about how Texas Southern is a very concerning factor for me this season due to the fact that you've already won 8-9 games in a row. Something is bound to give, but hopefully the Panthers can see past that and get through those, as they say, doubts that I'm having right now. We're going to be hearing from Coach Bubba McDowell throughout the rest of the week leading up into the SWAC Media Day from Birmingham, Alabama, and a couple other surprises lined up for you. So be sure to keep it tuned right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Last week we did a few polls asking you guys would you consider or think it would be best for the Southwestern Athletic Conference to consider playing their games on Thursday or Friday nights in comparison to the overcrowded Saturdays. And majority of you said definitely stay away from Thursdays. Not real sure about the Fridays, but you take where you've been in the world of Saturday coverage, which we also noted what CW is doing with the ACC, which could create another opportunity for more coverage. And I'm really, really intrigued about that opportunity that could be presented to the Southwestern Athletic Conference when its next primary deal comes up with the business being concluded with ESPN. Does ESPN put in the necessary funding to bump that thing up? I'm on record for saying that I feel that each conference school should get a minimum of $3 million to help with the TV marketing deal and any other deals they can parlay into that. $3 to $6 million is that sweet spot as far as I am concerned, and it should be something that would be very reasonable and logical when you look at the positioning of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. So we'll be keeping a monitor on that to see how things develop in the very near future. Meanwhile, it has been announced about the Orange Blossom Classic non-participation for FAMU in 2024. In fact, they're going to open up with the MEAC SWAC Challenge against Norfolk for 2024. And it's all about positioning and politics. Yes, it's playing a role. The state of Florida wanting to see, I guess, a little bit more return on their investment with all the renovation funding that they help support for Bragg Stadium to get the facelift. So they're reshuffling some things to try to get more home games for FAMU and a return on the investment from the state of Florida. So that is something else that we'll have to be monitoring and make sure that everything comes out the way it should come out from old Coach Willie Simmons and the FAMU Rattlers. I'm also sure by now you have heard about the implosion that has taken place at Tennessee. The Volunteers have got their hands caught not just in the cookie jar, but elbow deep in the cookie jar and they did some self-imposing. But let's be honest, if Tennessee, who's at the bottom, they are coming up of late, if they've been doing these things, there's no telling what other programs. I'm not going to implement anyone, but you can use your imagination. And all I have to say that if this were on the HBCU level, oh my goodness, it might have been some jail time. I don't know, but it just goes to show that the water has been murky for years, and they've always found a way to shuffle the deck, if you would. That's why this NIL stuff is no big deal. It's nothing new under the sun. They've been doing this for years. Now they finally got to the point to where they said, well, let's just let everyone else have a little participation in it. It's just the typical way of operation. You get 30, 40 years ahead. Then when you think you got enough distance, then you introduce everybody else to the way that the game has been playing. And going back to our interview with Coach Hugh Jackson, we have to learn the peaks and valleys of the NIL game to try to take advantage of it and glean from it as best as we could. But when it comes to the comparisons of dollars, there's absolutely no comparison when you boil it down. So a lot to go and see what's going on. I'm interested to see who else among the Power 5 elitists will be coming forward or being exposed as Tennessee was. We've got a lot in store for you on this week, so I hope you tag along and join the ride here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Swag Media Day, July 25th from Birmingham, Alabama. And man, it should be a doozy. But for right now, I am going to exit stage left. My time is far spent for today. Do remind you guys to mark your calendar for September 1st, 2023. It is the start of our listening partner campaign. All the way through the month of September, we'll be asking you to join forces with us for becoming a listening partner. 17 cents a day, $5 a month, $60 a year to become a listening partner. We need you. Looking forward to the continued growth with you guys. Don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. I've got to go. My time is far spent. So until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.